The desert wind whispered across the plains, carrying with it the scent of dust, blood, and sage. The sun had begun to fall behind the crimson ridges, bleeding gold across the sky. Coyotes yipped somewhere far off. But what came next was not the song of coyotes. It was the low, hungry growl of wolves. Jake Callahan heard it before he saw them, a sound that didn't belong this close to dusk. His horse, Dusty, shifted beneath him, ears pinned back. He pulled the reins and leaned low, scanning the ridgeline. Then he saw her, a figure sprinting through the brush, her leather fringe torn, her breath visible in the cooling air. Behind her, 3 gray wolves closed in, muscles rippling like smoke. Jake didn't think. His hand went for the rifle strapped to his saddle. In one smooth motion, he swung off Dusty and raised the weapon. The first shot cracked through the evening air, echoing like thunder against the canyon walls. One wolf tumbled, rolling in the dust. The others slowed, then snarled and circled. The girl stumbled, trying to climb a rock ledge. She looked no older than 20. Her skin painted by the sun, her hair long, dark, braided with feathers. Her eyes were fierce, even in fear. Another wolf leapt. Jake's second shot hit the beast mid-air. It fell silent at her feet. The third wolf darted behind the rocks. Jake drew his revolver, waiting, heart pounding in rhythm with Dusty's snorts. When the last wolf lunged, he rolled forward and fired again. The beast collapsing inches from the girl. Silence fell, broken only by the fading echoes and the slow rustle of the desert breeze. Jake holstered his weapon and approached cautiously. The girl stared at him, wary, breathing hard, clutching a small obsidian knife. "You're safe now," Jake said quietly, raising his hands to show peace. She didn't lower the blade. "You shouldn't have followed the wolves," she said, her accent soft but firm, every word measured. Jake tilted his hat back. "Didn't much like the idea of letting them have you." Her eyes softened just slightly. "They were mine to fight," she said. "But—" She looked at the carcasses, then back at him. "You shot true, Cowboy!" He smiled faintly. "Name's Jake Callahan. You got a name, miss?" She hesitated, then said, Nita." The name floated like wind through cedar trees. "Daughter of the White Hawk people." Jake nodded. "Well, Nita, seems the desert ain't too kind tonight. You got somewhere safe to go?" She glanced toward the horizon, where smoke curled faintly. "My tribe was attacked this morning. Riders, not wolves." Her jaw tightened. "They burned our camp." Jake's chest tightened. "I'm sorry." "You didn't do it," she said. "But maybe you were sent to make it right." He frowned. "I ain't much of a savior, ma'am." Nita stepped closer, her eyes locking on his. "You saved my life, Cowboy, in my people's way. That means a bond is made." Jake raised an eyebrow. "A bond?" She nodded slowly. "You belong to me now." Jake laughed softly, but her gaze didn't waver. The seriousness in her tone rooted him to the ground. "I mean it," she said, voice low. "You walk with me, you fight with me, until the spirits say otherwise." He looked down at her, unsure if she was teasing or dead serious. but the way she stood, proud, unbroken, despite what she'd lost, made him believe every word. The desert sun slipped behind the horizon, painting her face in fading gold. For a long moment, neither spoke. Only the sound of Dusty's hooves, pawing the dirt, filled the silence. Finally, Jake nodded once. "Reckon I could ride a while." A faint smile crossed her lips, the first sign of warmth he'd seen. "Then ride with me," she said, turning toward the fading light, "because the night is not done hunting yet." As they walked side by side into the gathering dusk, Jake couldn't shake the feeling that his world had just changed, and that whatever waited beyond those crimson hills would test him more than any battle or outlaw ever had. And behind them, the wolves. Eyes still glowed faintly in the shadows, silent witnesses to a new bond forged in blood, fire, and fate. Datadiat. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe for more cinematic tales of the Wild West, where danger, love, and destiny ride side by side.